Alcorn State University Extension Program, along with the Mississippi Association of Cooperatives, have joined forces to implement a conference that will bring cutting-edge information to farmers and women in business across the great state of Mississippi. Over a couple of years ago, through the vision of the Extension Administrator, Dr. Dalton McAfee, a team of professionals from the Alcorn Extension Program were prompted to go out and seek impact stories from participants who had came to the conference over the years. And through that venture, we discovered that so many people gained so much information and came home and implemented it and now have success stories. In just a few moments, you'll be able to see some of the exciting stories that have came out of the Small Farmer Women in Business Conference.
My name is Cleveland Howell, and my wife's name is Nettie Reed Howell. She's my partner.
I met my husband about 5 years ago. We both were members of a co-op. And since we both were raising cattle, you know, eventually it just evolved into becoming husband and wife and partners in the beef cattle business. And we've been doing it together for the last 4 years. There's 80 plus acres. And presently, we're running about 27 grown cows. Well, the first time I went to one of the conferences, it was just so much good information there. And I was so excited and so energized. I just couldn't wait to get my husband to come. And he came, and after 2 or 3 conferences, we ended up with Alcorn State doing a learning site at our farm. Well, my husband and I have decided, as much as he's willing to go along with me, that we should continue to refine our operation, continue to learn from the conferences, and apply those practices that we learn at the conference. All the way from having a business plan to record keeping, to how you produce forage, how you have established pastures that's going to be highly productive, and you know, continue to go to various events that help us in handling cattle. Excited that Alcorn State is providing an opportunity and input and guidance and knowledge base that will help small farmers like us.
A new beginner farmer, get all the information about the farm before you go into it. Don't just go, I'm going to buy me some cows and want to farm it. Try to collect all the information before you even budge. You got to enjoy messing with them. You know, if you don't enjoy, you won't be in cow business. But it's something that I enjoy. What makes it much more enjoy is something that you don't have to do. It's not like I gotta get up and go to this job. It's a job I get up, I want to go to it. I enjoy going to it, especially when the sun is shining. But them cold days, you kind of frown when you walk out there messing with the hay.
I'll just reiterate, please take advantage of all of the information that's out there for you, the opportunities. Don't feel like it's a waste of your time, because you never know when something will be said or something will be presented that'll just fit exactly what you needed at that particular time. That's how it's happened with me. I've just been so excited when I've gone to the conferences, and there's just listening sometimes to a motivational speaker and how they got started and the end result. I'm hoping that we get our registration done today, because we wouldn't want to miss the conference.
I love farming, and farming is my passion. So that's why I'm here as a volunteer on Mendenhall Bible Church, Mendenhall Ministries Farm. Mendenhall Ministries was started back in 1960 by a man named John Perkins. And we have a philosophy of holistic ministry. So because of that holistic ministry philosophy, we needed to minister in the area of health, which we do, We need to minister in the area of housing, in the area of recreation, youth, education. But there's also a need because so many people are losing farms, not valuing land, can raise a lot of the stuff that they need on the farm. We have sweet corn, we have collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens, cucumbers, peas, butter beans, okra, sugarcane, and our largest crop is usually, this year we're planting for 100 acres of corn. 100 acres of corn and probably 50 to 60 acres of soybeans. We've been marketing it locally, where people will come out here and harvest it on halves. They will come out here. We have a cooler that we put it in for people who harvest on half and people who can't pay for it, who can't harvest but can pay for it. They come get it from the cooler. And then we sell to people in the community. And this year we are connecting with Mr. Ben Burkett to get things to the market through him. We have youth working here on the farm, raising their own garden, and what they raise on the garden they will be able to sell in the community or through Mr. Burkett, and then that'll be money they will make themselves. That's their summer job. I think at the conference was helpful to me, but I learned some things that we were planning to do that we knew that we needed to wait for a while to do. We're going to get into raising cows, Black Angus cows for the market. But we have to get our pasture in order first before we get into that. And I learned that at the conference that we need to have the plan first. Then we got some help with hogs, some technical assistance with hogs, some help with funding sources where we can get grants, where we can get loans for forestry as well as for fencing and for updating equipment, things like that. Did some networking at the conference, meeting some people that were doing things like raising chickens, and we're raising chickens, so I got to talk to the man that's raising chickens, and we've been corresponding ever since the conference. Every few months we'll talk about problems that we're having and how he dealt with those problems. And as a result of meeting some of the people from the Rankin County Association, Farmers Association, we're planning to join that and get information because they are heavily into the Black Angus cows, and that's what we want to do. I learned about fruit stands or vegetable stands, how to prepare the vegetable stands, make them beautiful and attractive, and workshop on soil testing and the importance of soil testing, the importance of pasturing cows, rotating them from one pasture to the other. Have at least 3 pastures, so we rotate them from one pasture to the other. And so we're developing those pastures here on the farm now. I'm looking forward to funding sources in this conference. I'm looking forward to information on raising pigs in this conference, and looking forward to more information for raising cows, as well as row cropping, because the new thing that we're doing this year is having kids with garden plots here that they will be responsible for. We'll offer technical assistance, we'll break the ground, we'll help them plant it, we'll help them cultivate it, but it will be their responsibility to harvest and market it. And so marketing, how to help the kids get their fruits or vegetables, it will be mainly vegetables, how to get it to the market. I'm looking forward to the conference this year. I'm excited about it, so excited that I plan to take my wife as well as a couple of other people to the conference. I'm also excited about the opportunity to be working with Alcorn. The Fields Day at Alcorn was great. We got a chance to see a lot of the things that are growing, and then the technical assistance that we are receiving. We're going to plant some blueberries, we're going to plant some muscadines, and then when Alcorn came, we had our hogs up on concrete, but the advice they gave us was the grass and put them out in the pasture, which was more comfortable for the hogs.
Okay, my name is Keith January, and this is my wife Valerie January, and we have a beef cattle operation. Well, actually, what inspired us to start farming is that her dad has cattle. Well, we are a beef cattle operation. Her dad had cattle, and we have some neighbors also that has cattle. And you know, I would go around with them, and I would, you know, see what they was doing, and that kind of got me involved into the cattle business. So after that we tried to figure out how can we get into the beef cattle operation.
Right.
Approximately 60-some acres, actually, plus or minus.
Right.
Let me say, at first, when we left the company, I was ready to come home and start doing it right then.
Yeah.
Rotational grazing.
Yes.
Cross fencing and rotational grazing, that's the biggest thing we actually had, because, I mean, no matter how many cattle you have, with the rotational grazing, once you set it up right, I mean, you could graze those cows and they are all looking good. But if you just put them out there on 60 acres of land, they're not going to do as good.
RCS came out and they helped us straighten out the pond that we have, as for the cattle to go there to, you know.
But as for problems or shortcomings in our farm, we always need money.
Yeah.
Money is the shortcoming, but it's working out pretty good, you know. Once we're trying to get it so whereas our cattle can take care of themselves, that we don't have to put any money into it. So once we get there, it will be all right. We have plans that involve, I want to get into the hay business also. You know, I enjoy cutting hay or, you know, baling hay or whatever. And I want to do a pasture poetry deal. I've been sitting down thinking and sketching out how I'm going to do this, you know, how I'm going to build this or build that to do it. And, you know, so I won't have no problem. But that's one of the things. And I also been talking to a guy out in Alcorn about the meat goat.
Anthony Reed, I believe his name.
That's him. That's the Reed, Dr. Reed, rather. And
Gregory Reed. And
yeah,
Anthony.
advise anyone that's going into the cattle business, the first thing, well, you have to make a plan, but the first thing you need to do is fix your fence. Make sure you build a good fence and basically get you a catch pen and all that before you even get the cattle.
This year, when I attended the conference, I invited my aunt and uncle to come, because I enjoyed it so much that last year, which was our first time attending, and I invited them to come, and I want them to be able to see the information that's out there, to how they can network and get information to better explain what they have going, because their operation is much bigger than what we have. But she did accept. I believe she's been working with Ms. Carolyn Banks to come out and attend a conference this year in Harrisburg. But the thing is, they're going to, I know they'll enjoy it, because we enjoyed it our first time. We attend there, I mean, it looked just like, oh, this is a picture, you know, farm operation on how it need to be. They did the sectional grazing. They had it where they could go in and they demonstrate the castration of the bulls and, you know, immunization on them and everything. So we enjoy doing that, and hopefully that we'll be able to set our operation up so that when we do be able to invite the elementary kids to come out and see how beef cattle operation work on the local level, then they'll be able to get that hands-on experience like we received through the conference.